Hello everybody, today we'll be talking about Article 17, that is original documents and copies of UCP 600. So let's move on to A. At least one original of each document stipulated in the credit must be presented. Okay, so one original document of that has been required by letter of credit must be presented. But if there are conditions like 3 copies of packing list, if it is mentioned like that, then in that case photocopy will be satisfied. Okay, so original document is not needed for that particular document, that is packing list. Now let's move on to B. A bank treats as original any document bearing an apparently original signature, mark, stamp, or label or small sign of the issuer of the document, unless the document itself indicates that it is not original. Okay, so the bank has to accept the document or treat the document as original if the document has been originally signed, mark, stamp, or label of the issuer of the document, then it should be treated as original. Okay, but if in that document, at the top of the document, if it is mentioned not original or photocopy or duplicate, then at that time the document will be treated as not original. Okay, now let's move on to C, which is very important. Unless a document indicates otherwise, a bank will also accept a document as original if it 1. I number appears to be written, typed, perforated, or stamped by the document issuer's hand. Okay, so the bank will accept the document as original if it is written, typed, perforated, or stamped by the document issuer's hand. So I gave you the definition of the meaning of these: written, typed, perforated, or stamped by the document in UCP Article 3, I guess. So please visit that uh, article. Now, so if the documents are written, typed, or perforated, or stamped by the document issuers, then that document will also be treated as original unless a document indicates otherwise. Otherwise means like in Article B, it is mentioned at the like at the top of the document, if it is mentioned not original or photocopy or duplicate, then the document will be treated as not original. Okay, okay, now let's move on to CII. Appears to be on the document's issuer's original stationery. So here also a document will also a bank will also accept a document as original if it appears to be on the document's issuer's original stationery. Original stationery means like letterhead, etc. Okay, so if the document are presented on their original station, that document will also be treated as original. Okay, let's move on to see III states that it is original unless the statement appears not to apply to the documents presented. It means in the original document, if the word original is mentioned on the top of the document or anywhere on the document, and the same document has been photocopied and has been sent to the issuing bank, okay, and the word that is mentioned on the document like original statement is marked there, that original statement does not apply to the document presented, or that original statement does not incorporate to the documents presented. Okay, so the bank will treat that document as not original because the word statement is not related to the documents presented, because the photocopy document is presented there, so the bank will like treat that document as duplicate, not original. Now let's move on to D. If a credit requires presentation of copies of documents, presentation of either original or copies is permitted. Like in documents required, if we call for 3 copies of health certificate, then the presentation of one original and 2 copies will also be satisfied, or 3 copies of health certificate if it is presented, then that one will also be satisfied. Okay, now let's move on to E. If a creditor requires presentation of multiple documents by using terms such as in duplicate, in two-fold, or in 2 copies, this will be satisfied by the presentation of at least one original and the remaining number in copies, except when the document itself indicates otherwise. Okay, so if the creditor requires the document like in duplicate or in 2 folds or in 2 copies, then this will also be satisfied by the presentation of at least one original. Okay, one original must be there and a remaining number in copies. So that's all about this article 17. Hope you like this video. If you do have any comment, please write it down. Thank you.